These are my first attempts at trying to learn to fly the trike, and the trike really is just my paramotor attached to these 3 wheels. But because I'm not standing on my feet and the risers are attached to a frame, the whole mechanism feels completely different. I'm really not used to this. I'm obviously really nervous in this flight. I've got Brian helping me with giving me some external advice. But when you're learning a new form of flight like this, you've basically got so much different information going on. I'm using my hands differently. I've now got to use the wheels in order to get underneath the wing. I know all the theory, and the wing is exactly the same wing I've been flying with. The motor is the same, the propeller is the same, but launching from wheels is just different. And on this second attempt, I can see that there was a little bit of air disturbance, enough to have tucked the part of my wing over. I tried to bring the wing up, but wanted to give it plenty of time to come up, so I actually just, as soon as I felt the wing coming up, I've released the power, and then I had nothing else forcing the wing forward. So clearly the wing just dropped back down again because I dropped the power. This is only attempt number 2, but there's cameras watching, other pilots waiting in the air, and we really want to go out and see Maisie, so you can hear the frustration in my voice. And thankfully Brian is there to come and help sort out the wing for me again, so I can attempt it yet again. And after a few words from Brian, I'm just expressing to him basically that I feel so frustrated with this machine. I kind of feel trapped at the moment. I don't have the same amount of information that I have when the wing is attached directly to my body. I can't feel the wing in the same way. And at this point, there's not really a huge amount he can do other than be patient and let me express that so that I can have another go. And on this attempt, I take heed of whatever bits of advice Brian's given me, and I just go for it. And clearly that's what I'm going to need for learning to fly this trike. So I give it full power from the very start, a load of determination, a bit of extra pull on the lines, and I start moving and fast. That crash you just felt is the 360 camera hitting the grass. That was takeoff, and that felt amazing. To finally be off the ground on this thing on about my 3rd attempt was great. It gave me faith that we could carry on with the expedition. The air is really, really rough on this flight. So if you notice the camera bouncing around, that's actually just what it's like, flying in rough conditions. On this flight we had an important mission. I needed to go and see where Maisie and her flock were. It's really important for us to take the satellite data that we have and apply that to the real world. So to be able to see not only online that Maisie and some other swans obviously are using a certain area, but to go and see the landscape and see why they might be using that particular area, how close it might be to people, what other threats there might be around. All of that provides really useful data for making plans for this species in the future. I hope you've enjoyed learning from my mistakes, trying to fly a trike, and all to follow the migration of swans. And hope the next experience we give you will be a slightly more pleasant flight. We will be taking you over some of the most beautiful wetlands across the bird's flyway.